And now Eddie Cheever tries to do the same.
Eddie Cheever got held up a little bit by Lynn there, but now he's going to get her on the front straight, get in the draft right here. Car will get sucked in a little bit, and then he slingshots by into turn 1.
Well, the NHL Stanley Cup Finals begin on ESPN Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. It's New Jersey against Dallas. Coverage begins with the quest for the cup at 7:30. ESPN.com, part of Go Network, Go.com. And now Greg Ray puts a lap on Andy Hillenburg. Next Saturday at 8 o'clock, the game will be on in prime time on ABC as we follow the Stanley Cup right to its conclusion. Andy Hillenburg loses a lap here in the early going. We're on lap number 17. That's Hillenburg to the left, and here comes Juan Montoya down the front straightaway to also pass him by.
I think what's really helping Montoya here is that he's not leading this race. I'm not feeling like he's dominating this race. Right now, he's trying to stay with the leader, and he's learning a lot about drafting on the big speedway here.
Well, I think that's more the case. He knows, he uses his head for a young guy, and he's in a learning experience. He's feeling the car, he's feeling the track, the draft situation, and we're going to see a lot more of him as the day develops.
Down to Jackaroo.
And Bob, Greg Ray is reporting that the car is starting to develop a push as they run down the 35-gallon fuel load. And you can be sure that Greg Ray will make a change, probably in the stagger, in the first pit stop, which will come up in about 10 laps.
We will anticipate pit stops somewhere in the next 8, 9, 10 laps, as we have been under green all the way so far, and 18 laps have been completed. Greg Ray has just a couple of car lengths advantage on Juan Montoya as they come up to lap Steve Knapp at the end of the backstretch. Knapp driving one of the Infinity-powered cars, and Montoya and Knapp get very, very close in the third turn, but everything is okay.
Well, Juan had to pinch it, but he did get away with it, Bob.
Back with more live coverage here on ABC Sports in just a moment of the 84th running of the Indianapolis 500, delayed by rain, but we're underway now, 18 of 200 laps down.
The 84th Indianapolis 500 on ABC Sports, brought to you by Coors Non-Alcoholic. It's the taste that keeps designated drivers on their game. That's Coors Non-Alcoholic. OnStar, it's all the help you'll need on the road. OnStar, how can we help you? Goodyear, #1 in tires. And NorthernLight.com, just what you've been searching for.
Back at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway following Al Unser Jr., who is in 15th position. You see he started in 18th spot, dropped back one at the end of lap number 5, but has been on the move since then. And right now he's just behind Scott Goodyear in 15th.
Your next stagger is slightly smaller.
Yeah, half a turn.
That's Sarah Fisher, and she's talking about the car's probably pushing, and there's...
I think that was little Al, and he was asking for a half a turn of wing adjustment. That means the car is fairly close balanced, but they're also going to change the stagger. So both those things affect how the car handles.
There's Derek Walker and Sarah Fisher talking about that issue over there. And now we see traffic ahead of Greg Ray.
And that is Jared Schrader just ahead of Greg Ray. And you see how close first and second are. And again, they approach a huge amount of traffic.
And that's Montoya in the red car, Ray in the green car, and Montoya right on the back. But we got traffic in the short chute, which is really a tough place to try to make a pass. But
that was...
well, they did a nice job. He did a nice job of giving them room.
Buzz Calkins got out of the way very nice, but Montoya's going to take advantage of Ray getting slowed up a little bit.
Outside pass.
Thought he was going to be able to do it at the end of the straightaway, but could not. And a little bit of a wiggle there in turn 1 by Juan Montoya, but he hangs in there right on the rear wing of Greg Ray, who's led all 25 laps so far, and now we approach the pit window.
Well, again, that was a pretty smart move. It's way too early in the race to try an outside pass in turn 1, Bob.
Well, Greg Ray actually moved over to the left and kind of blocked him a little bit and kind of made the track, made his car a little wide for him to go either way. So, but there's a lot of traffic ahead of them, and something's going to happen here pretty soon.
Well, look at the traffic. I mean, this is going to get good here in a minute.
And that's because we haven't had a yellow yet. It has been a great, safe race.
Look at this. Montoya way down on the inside. They're 4 abreast, and he's got the lead.
And now Greg Ray is being pinched off by that white car right in front of him.
Well, he's going to lose a bunch of momentum right here because he had to wait to go through the short chute before he could make the pass.
And so Juan Montoya now stretches out the advantage as Greg Ray is hung up behind Jacques Lazier. And he now goes to the outside of the racetrack and will make the pass. And meanwhile, Montoya still has a bunch of traffic up ahead of him.
And we've seen it earlier where traffic is going to play a big role in this race. But at the end of the race, don't forget, you usually don't have as much traffic around as in the beginning.
Well, the cars are a lot more reliable now, and so we might have this kind of traffic late in the race.
And now Ray takes a shot again at the lead and gets it going into turn one. A terrific two-car battle for the lead here as Greg Ray retakes the top position, but Montoya has become the 169th different driver to lead the Indianapolis 500. It's exactly what we thought it would be, a battle between the IRL champion Greg Ray and the kart champion Juan Montoya.
He's coming back at him right there.
And again, Montoya wants it and gets it in 3.
I mean, this is great stuff. These guys want a piece of each other, Bob.
And you know what's so cool about this is that both are making no mistakes. You know, Greg Ray gave him the room at the very last moment, gave him the room to go into turn 3.
And Greg Ray comes in right now. Greg Ray comes in. We heard Montoya say he'd be in 2 laps. Greg Ray, with an 80-mile-an-hour speed limit on pit road, comes down for his first pit stop, and it's under the green flag.
And Bob, watch the crewman that goes to the left front. There's a small wing adjuster, and that's the change that they are going to make on the nose of the car to try and make the car a little less pushy. First, they will put the tires on. 6 men are allowed over the wall. There's the turn. Making an adjustment instead of going to stagger. What they're trying to do is make a little bit more noise. And he almost killed the motor. Didn't have it in gear. Let's go now and take a look at little Al.
Al Unser Jr. is also in for his pit stop. Work being completed here. And Juan Montoya now comes down for his pit stop on the 29th lap of the race.
2 more, we're stopping.
You saw him take a tear-off off. He's so busy on the racetrack, he had to get in the pit lane until he could clear his face mask.
Well, it's kind of hard when you're doing 220 miles an hour on the straightaway to tear that thing off. Sometimes the wind catches your hand, so it's better to do in the pit. But we heard Skip Fall of Speedway Racing also saying in 2 laps. So again, Speedway Racing looking at good fuel mileage for Robbie McGee.
Target Chip Ganassi team has completed its work, and Juan Montoya goes back in the race. Eliseo Salazar has also completed a pit stop, as we see several now on pit road, including Scott Goodyear. Well, at the conclusion of today's running of the 84th Indianapolis 500, time permitting, we'll bring you the conclusion of the Snapple Superstars. Stay with us for that.
It looked like Montoya's stop was a little cleaner than Greg Ray's, Bob.
Watching Salazar on Montoya, this is Jimmy Vasser. And Sarah Fisher is in the pits, but she has stalled the engine apparently and trying to get going, and it just won't go.
She has a problem getting it in neutral.
Well, again, this could be some of that gearbox stuff.
All clear behind, all clear. Out to the outside lane.
Well, a costly pit stop for Sarah Fisher, and again, just like you were talking about, Ari, earlier today, pit stops very definitely can decide the outcome of a race, as Jimmy Vasser now hits pit lane. You have to be down below 80 miles an hour, but by the time you get to that red and black barrel that you saw on the right.
And what we see here is that Jimmy Vasser stretches fuel.
You're going to have to come around Dinsmore stuff. Come around Dinsmore stuff. Yellow hat Ricky.
That's Tom Anderson on the radio to Jimmy Vasser. But he has stretched.
Reach that fuel and watch Ricky.
Watch Ricky is the guy who's going to give him the sign to leave the pit. Ricky's going to be his lookout guy. So he doesn't really have to pay attention to anything else but to this guy giving him the out.
It's clear, it's clear. You're okay. You're clear.
Clean pit stop by Jimmy Vasser, who has competed 4 times here at Indianapolis. His best finish was 4th back in 1994. He stays on the warm-up lane and will blend with the traffic at the end of the second corner down into the backstretch. So 31 laps completed here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and green flag pit stops are being seen. And right now we are showing that Robbie McGee is the leader of the race, who has not pitted yet. We'll be back with more live coverage in just a moment from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.